This touchscreen stuff be killing me sometimes. Go to the channel, make sure we looking good. Ba-ba-bum. Alright, cool, we looking good. Alright, what's up, Dragon Ball fam? It's your boy Eddie Sandler here coming at you today with my I forgot my time stone. But my time stone is charging up right now. And the boy that I mentioned in the last team talks, my boy Julian Rodriguez. Last team talks, I pretty much hit nail on the hammer or hammer on their nail. Where I said, guys, check it out. You guys think I'm trolling. But this kid, Julian, at my locals, he almost slayed me with this Android 13 deck. I said, I ain't gonna lie to you. I wouldn't be surprised if this deck ended up winning a webcam event. That junk is fire, bro, because the thing about these best of one events, it's not so much as what player is playing what, because like the best player in the world could be playing whatever deck it is. The thing is, if the strategy is known, the unexpected is gonna win. And that's why I mentioned, I'm like, it's Android 13 deck, something like that could sneak in and literally steal a win. And then, literally, less than 24 hours after the team talks, when I said that, this man right here, my boy Julian, went in with the Android 13 and did exactly that. Yeah, he snuck in. He said A and just dropped the 16 after it and wiped their hands, bro. So, yeah, without further ado, I mean, I'll let you introduce yourself and then we'll get into the deck profile, man.
Yeah, yeah, no, I mean, you pretty much introduced me. But hey, what's up, Julian? Android 13. I like the deck, and I played it.
See, all right, let's get into it, bro. So this is the deck breakdown, bro. You can see my screen, right?
Let me see real quick. Are you here? I mean, I have the list pulled up too,
Okay,
so
yeah,
here
yeah, yeah.
I have it here for me.
Yeah, so let's talk about it, bro. First of all, let's go over the Android 13 leader itself, bro, because a lot of people don't know what this old one does. This old one, I believe, is from set 3,
Yes,
if I'm not
a lot of people
mistaken,
did
bro.
not know. Yes, yeah, pretty much. If you have a 14 and 15 in your drop area, and you have 6 or less life, you can awaken early, which you always want to do, because he does nothing on the front side. He's a
Yeah.
vanilla. And then you draw 2, and then on the back side, he pretty much gains crit anytime you lose a battle or lose a card to your drop area, whether it being crit or a 6 or less battle card or Goku.
Mhm.
And he gets crit, draws a card, wings. So pretty good for hand control.
That's massive advantage because realistically speaking, like the ideal turn one would be to just, I guess, neg them 4 cards in hand. I mean, not 4 cards. Neg them
Yes.
2 4 cards in hand while you're
I
drawing 2 cards, bro. That's busted.
always want to go second with this deck. Almost
Yeah,
always, pretty
yeah.
much. Like the going second play is just really just too strong when you do see the play. Like putting your opponent to 2, sometimes even 1. I've even ripped every card in hand from some people. It's like, what do you do? You know, and at that point, I'm gonna swing with at least 1 to 2 crits. I'm gonna have at least 8 to 9 cards in hand. Sometimes with a Demigra unison setup. So it's just really, really hard for them to come back from that.
Yeah, not only are they trying to combat hand destruction, but it's like the first guy they play is just gonna get KO'd, bro. It's like, damn, what do you do? It's like you damned if you don't, you're damned if you do, because that one card you played could have been that one energy you held on to because you don't want to go
Yeah.
down to 1 or 2 cards in hand. Like that's just rough, man. Um, yeah, talk about this 2 unison split. How did that go for you throughout the event, man? Just
So So I have played around with the unisons a bit.
mm,
6 unison seems to be good because I do always want a unison, and when I don't see a unison, it kind of does suck. I mean, we are in a unison meta, so I need a unison. The reason I play the 4-2 split is because the turn 1, like I just said, after ripping your opponent, if you have this Demigra, like it's really, it's really hard. Like your opponent pretty much kind of they just auto lose
mm,
unless I'm playing against black.
mm,
They could summon from the drop.
mm,
Like it's really hard. And then also the Bardock, he came in like during a lot of like combo matchups, and he kind of just like hard wins me those games. Any arrival deck, even King Piccolo, like it's kind of hard for them to deal with that. Like King Piccolo is actually a pretty good matchup because I do play that card. I mean, it's a good matchup before that,
mm.
really. So, and then like since I do play the Bardock Unison, he's another reason why I do like playing the Vegeta Super Combo, because I'm not gonna lie, there are times where I just play the Vegeta Super combo, and then I discard with it as well. Just kill it off. Like,
That
yeah, I'm gonna
Vegeta
draw a
super
card.
combo turns to a neg two, but that's super good for you. I mean, neg two for your opponent. That's super
Yeah.
busted. Yeah.
So it definitely came in. But yeah. Any
It's
other
pretty
questions? Or do you want me to just go over the deck list? Because
real
I
quick.
can.
How many people did you catch with the triple attack? 'Cause I know a lot of people forget this Bardock exists, bro. How many games are you went off that? It's the triple attack only.
I think only one,
Mm-hmm.
but it did happen.
Yeah.
Like the people that play around it, you should always play around it. You should never
Yeah.
give him the triple attack. It's just kind of ignorant. So, but when it does happen, it's pretty much GG anyways because I'm going for game at that point.
Yeah, that's fact. Especially, I could only imagine if you had the triple attack between this and a card we're going to see in the future with Rosie. That's six attacks going to their face with what,
Yeah,
like
turn
three,
three.
yeah,
Yeah,
two to three cards in her hand. It's like, damn, what do you do? That's not even possible, dude. Like, what? That's pretty good, man. So, yeah, we'll start going into the list, man. Talk about this two you have for Dr. Zero's Evil Inventor, bro.
yeah. So at first, I was playing 4 of the 1-drop,
Mm,
really because I just wanted to maximize the chance of me seeing the Android 14 combo on turn 1 every game. Like,
mhm,
whether it be going first or second, I always wanted it. If I don't see it, my game gets a lot slower. Sometimes, I mean, even when I don't see it, like, I can usually awaken pretty early because I
mm,
play a lot of targets. So it's never usually the end of the world, but it matters a lot. Like, it's really where all your power comes from. So that was the reason I did that. But my boy Eddie here, he pointed out this 2-drop card that I looked at it. I didn't really pay too much attention for it. I'm like, tap 2, it's kind of neg.
mm,
But I ended up playing a split pretty much because I don't always want to tap 2 for it, but it did come in, and if I don't see it on turn 1, at least I guarantee it on turn 2, And
yeah,
if I see it on turn 2, I have a better chance. So that's pretty much the reason I play a split. I could see a reality where I maybe cut the 1-drop, but he always does come in, and he also is another target to kill with the Bardock, technically the optimal target.
yeah.
So it wasn't bad. I didn't mind playing the 2-2 split.
Yeah, I think this split would fare well for you, especially like that'd be hard pressed if you were able to play one on turn one, and then literally you're still not going to see out turn two. So I could see it. The biggest difference between I guess the one and two is literally the two is guaranteed to see it because two you
Yes,
grab anything.
exactly.
That's the biggest difference.
Guaranteed.
So worst case scenario, let's say you go first and you literally have to see this card. You're gonna see it first for a fact, and the chances of you ripping the next one after you see it for a fact by tapping two, it's very high. So just like you said, you're gonna take up to 2 life, and then after you take realistically, you're gonna take those 2 life and go to 6. You're also gonna awaken, so you're gonna filter through 4 cards that turn. So
Yes.
you have a high likelihood.
Well,
Yes, you
actually, draw
tap two.
5 cards that turn.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you attack. You attack. That's right. Facts.
Well,
So
no, not only that, but I draw a card with the Android 14. I take 2 life, draw a card, and draw 2
oh,
off my leader.
you
So
do. So
I see
it's like 6 cards. 5
5 cards.
five to six. Five to
Yeah, 6
six.
whole cards. Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane, bro. So like the chances of you ripping another Android 14, like the Stoic
They're
Fist,
up
to do it
there.
again,
Yeah.
it's insane. So like you're drawing 5 to 6 cards while making them pitch minimum of 2 cards, and that's not even including the future cards we got coming on. But yeah, let's go into the next one. Talk about the dormant potentials, bro. You have another split between dormant potentials and these
Yeah.
homicidal clones, bro. Talk about how that split went for
Yeah.
you.
So here's the thing. I only have 3 dormants.
Mm,
I'd probably play 4, honestly,
mm,
because my worst matchups of this deck are black decks,
mm,
and the Dormant is best against black decks in reality. It kills their floodgates, and it just stops, like, does what it's supposed to do.
mm,
That being said, I was like, all right, I only have 3 Dormants. How can I, like, set up more defense? And that's where Homicidal Clothes comes in.
mm.
Um, and that's exactly what it did. Like, the fact that I get a free blocker and a negate, it's obviously not dormant, but it makes it almost just as
It's
good,
pretty good with that blocker.
And
Yeah.
and also, like, if they don't kill the blocker, it is a 5k combo power too. So, like, it's actually just good. And there are times where I have dormant and I can pretty much do the typical, like, shocking deathball play,
Mm,
where I just dormant into the homicidal clones and their turn,
mm.
you know. So the split actually worked out fine. It was fine with 3 dormants. I saw it most of the times. There was maybe one game I didn't see it, and I was, like, pretty sad. So I probably would play like a 4-2 split, but I didn't mind it.
Quick question. do you feel like in a future build you're gonna keep the negates, or you feel like in future builds you're gonna press more on the gas, where it's just you're gonna focus really on hand
It
destruction, or you
it
feel like these
really
negates are
depends.
necessary?
It really depends like on how consistent the hand destruction and like it would be if I did cut it, it would be for more consistent hand destruction or critical swings, right?
Mm,
Because like those are what the deck needs to go overboard.
mm.
So, but honestly, defense is important, and the homicidal clones is like almost always live in this deck.
Yeah,
I go to 6 life, so
facts.
like it was always there. Like, and it kind of would like, especially against like these decks like King Piccolo and Launch and stuff. Like if I rip their hand turn 1 and then I homicidal them clones turn 2, they kind of just like they're just kind of fucked. Like, well, excuse my French, but they're just kind of
Yeah,
screwed.
I kind of got on that one. I see you have a lot of 3-3. So let's talk about the Vegeta super combos, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, me and you just talked about this
Yeah.
before this. Yeah, there are a lot of options technically for the super combo in this deck. Probably the second best being the Android 16
Mm-hmm.
because the Android 18 unfortunately doesn't trigger the leader
Yeah, bottom
because
decks.
it goes to the bottom of the deck.
Yeah.
So if I did play another super combo, it would have to be that one. Um, and like I said, like the fact, well, you guys didn't hear this, but the fact that I can play it, I usually ended up playing it when I'm at 4 life.
Mm-hmm.
So I play it, give my leader critical with it, swing with
Maximum
my
value.
leader, draw
Yeah.
2 cards on my leader,
Yeah, maximum
and
value.
like it just like pretty much maximized the value for me. And like those small micro interactions, like they really do help. Like when you're playing hand destruction, and it really does make the difference. And like sometimes when I'm like, let's say I'm going for game on Rosie, sometimes on turn 4,
Mhm.
and I'm slowly giving them cards to back to their hand while I rip them at the same time. And it's also good for plays like that, where I'm able to maybe swing with something that doesn't have crit, and I'm like, okay, cool, you have a card in your hand, I'm just gonna discard it now.
Yeah,
Like
that's
so
facts.
that was really the main reason behind it. Also, the fact that I can kill it off the Bardock, like I said, was also relevant.
Facts, facts. Let's talk about your Android split. You have obviously you have the 4 Stoic Fist and the 4 discard one
Mhm.
to draw one. That's
Mhm.
staple. Talk about
Yep.
the 6 extra ones you have. Where's the 3
Okay.
drop? You have the 4/3 drop, and you have the 2 hybrid. It's pretty much a 0/5K for you in
Yeah.
this deck. Talk about that.
All right. So this comes from about 3 weeks of testing.
Mm,
Uh, this originally, I didn't play a lot of this stuff. It was originally an arrival deck where
mm,
you play the new Android 13 card for board control and the Android 18 and Krillin card for hand
mm,
destruction. Um, So like that list was okay, but one thing I found playing that list was essentially I would brick myself out. Like I want to use all my mana to rip my opponent's hand. So when I do that, I want to have majority 5Ks in my hand. And I already play a good split of unisons and extra cards. So having those multicolor cards was just really neg, and it also made my charges super like awkward.
yeah,
When I'm playing a hand control deck, I want my opponent's charges to be awkward, not mine.
facts.
So like what I ended up doing was playing 4 of the Android 15. He is literally just fodder, the old set one.
Mm,
He is the perfect charge when I have too many 15s.
yeah,
And I just play two of the multicolor one because like I said I don't want to brick on it. So 2 I think was the perfect amount. Like I when I saw it I always discarded it. I could combo it off if I needed to. It was never dead, you know. So yeah, that was pretty much the reason I did that. One thing I want to mention is like back on the fact of the 1-drop Dr. Giro, like
mm,
another good reason I was playing that card is because when you play the Android Troop 14 and 15,
mm,
that card pretty much turns your deck into a 46 card deck. So there'd be times where I will open like 1 or 2 of that card and the 1-drop Dr. Giro. I don't have the play, but the fact that I see the top 5 cards in my deck just makes it so I do have the play.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So,
Makes sense.
but
Makes
yeah,
sense.
regardless, I mean, uh, the Android 14 card, best card in the deck. Pretty sure I already said this. That card is literally the entire deck. If I see that card, it just turns my deck on
Was there
and
ever a
it makes my
scenario?
opponent neg.
Was there ever a scenario where you had the Stoic Fist, but you didn't have the 15?
All the time, yeah. So in those scenarios, I think about it. And I'm like, dang, maybe I should play like
Yeah, that's what
one
I'm
or
saying.
two
Max.
arrivals,
Yeah.
but like, nah, it's not like it is what it is, you know. Like you're
Mm,
not playing a yellow deck, you're playing a green deck. The
yeah.
problem is there's a new one drop that came in Evo Booster. It's a
Mm,
15 or a 13, I mean, or my bad, 14. I'm retarded.
mm,
Look at top five for an Android. That's technically the most consistent card to play,
mm,
but it's yellow is the problem.
mm.
And if I play that, I won't be able to Rebrian on turn two, and I won't be able to Rosie on turn three.
Uh,
So because they're both the Rebrian's 2 green and the Rosie's 3 green. So it kind of forced me to not play any yellow, which I'm fine with. Green is the way to go with hand control, anyways.
Gotcha. This is why you
But
have
yeah.
this. This is why you have Uncle Eddie at your locals, my friend. The same set that this 3 drop Android 15 comes in. I'm pretty sure it's a
Mhm.
4 drop. It's a 05K. It's mono green. Just
Mhm.
for you, my friend. For future deck builds when you want to switch the. So instead of you getting a 05K combo, I'm pretty sure you can just get a. I mean, it's still the same thing, a 05K combo, but the only difference being you have a mono green Android 15 now. I'm trying to pull it up right now, see if I could find it for you.
Oh yeah. I know that. I kind of played him because he's both names. It's kind of relevant too.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
Like because if I don't see this yellow 14, he and I mean the upstart is both names as well.
Yeah,
But like
you
just
want
the
to get him
fact
and
that I
drop just
played
so he can.
six both names exactly. Like I
Got
just
you,
wanted
got
to
you.
awaken when I don't see the play.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But it was never bricky. I was never in a scenario where I'm like I have to charge this card, you know.
That makes
So
sense. But yeah, I guess the last thing would to ask you is there for future builds would you consider playing? I know you play 6 of just the regular 15 targets with 4 of the 3 drops and then 2 of the hybrids. Would you ever consider bringing up 2 more just to guarantee C, or you feel like that ratio is just right?
I actually played two more at my old ratio.
Mm,
Um I'm not gonna lie. We pretty much ended up cutting two more due to deck constraints.
mm.
Um,
Keep it at 50, yeah.
like yeah, I wanted to play 50 to guarantee the play.
Mm,
I play good cards that
mm.
I mean we're about to talk about Rebrian and Rosie
Yeah,
and these black cards, and it's
yeah.
kind of hard to play 50 and play all the good green cards. I did see a reality where maybe I cut like one of the Giroux, play three, like do something like that. There's
Mm.
definitely some room to be made. Um, but yeah, I did it at one point.
Got you, got you. So for let's talk about the let's talk about I guess whatever universe this is. I'm not sure what universe is. This universe 3, I believe. The Rosie and the
I think
Rubrians.
so. Yeah, I believe so.
I want to say that. Let's talk about the universe 3 package. I see you have three of each. Obviously, the Rosie I'm guessing would be our MVP of the deck because this card is just absolutely insane. It's a deflect. Your opponent pitches 2 cards, a triple attack. So realistically speaking, it's just like you said. If your optimal turn one play, they're pitching 2 cards just off 2 stoic fists, plus you have a toe in your hand. They lost 3 cards, so they're gonna open up with literally 3 cards. Because going, yeah, if your turn 0, they'll have an extra card because they're going second. But if your turn 1 and their turn 0, they're just neg. Like they're gonna neg hard. So
Yeah.
yeah, you playing the Rosie? I'm guessing, man. By the time that thing dropped, dude, they have damn near what 2 cards max in there, 3 maybe if they went second. That's insane. So like, talk about Rosie,
Listen,
man.
man, that card, this card literally is. First off, that card's the only reason I can play this deck. Let's be real. Um, like this deck, people played this deck before.
Yeah.
Um, it's not the most consistent. I've tried to make the most consistent list possible.
Mhm.
And I'm not gonna cap. Like I do power shuffle my deck in between rounds
Yeah.
because this deck, like, if you stack the
Hey,
14s together, you'll
you
never
clunk
see them.
everything. It's just like with Jax. Like
So
you have to power shuffle like every match, man.
yeah, exactly. But this Rosie made it so there's times where I wouldn't open the combo. I played a game. In my very last round, I played a game versus Blue Baby, and it was the worst opening I think all game.
Mhm.
Like all tournament, I mean. Like
Yeah.
I didn't see the combo. I think I awakened on turn 5.
My
I
God.
didn't see
Wow.
any androids. Yeah, it was bad.
Wow.
So that was like the worst. But the one thing that kept me in this game was Rosie.
Mhm.
Like Rosie, she just puts in so much pressure. She can kill unisons if I don't want to give my opponent life.
Yes.
You know, she can really just do a whole lot. Like she's just so like volatile. And like you said, she has deflect. So against blue, she is always landing. Like
Deflect is huge.
she's
Yeah.
sticking for sure.
Yeah. It's a safe
So yeah,
investment.
that card is insane.
Yeah.
And yeah, and the 2-drop rebrand, like I said, like most of the time I wanted to rip cards a lot on turn 1, turn 2 rip with rebrand, and then turn 3 play Rosie. That was usually the game plan. And in that, if I did things in that order most of the time, like I could usually close out the game on turn 3.
Okay. Do you feel the 3-3
So
split would stay the same, or do you feel like since that was guaranteed your turn 3 and your turn 4 play,
yeah,
I'm thinking you would max those cards
yeah, I was
out,
about
or
to
is it
say
just
the only thing. Well, rebrand doesn't need to be my guaranteed turn 2 play, but she was a lot of the time. Sometimes she's the best thing to do. You know,
yeah?
there's other times where maybe I'll play Bardock Unison against
Oh yeah,
particular
yeah, yeah.
decks, or do all kinds of stuff. You know, so I think 3 on the rebrand was fine.
Mhm.
Although I would probably max out on Rosie. I think there's games where I didn't see Rosie, and I just always wanted her. If I didn't have Rosie, I was just kind of sad. Like she just does so much.
Yeah, facts, facts. I can 100% see that, man. What else we have on
But
our
yeah,
deck list? Yeah, we pretty much hit everything because the
uh,
4 charismatic it goes with the
yeah.
unison.
Besides.
That's a staple. Now the 3-3
Yeah,
split on
exactly. That's
this.
a staple.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty much the last thing to talk on,
3-3 split
and
between the
that,
Toa and the
like,
Goku's. How'd that work out for you?
yeah. So I'm like, that. I love this Goku, man. This
Uh,
Goku's really good, right?
yeah.
But is also like really bricky. So
Mm-hmm.
like, I love the card,
Mm-hmm.
and I always need it. So like, it's a love-hate relationship. When I don't see it, I'm kind of like sad. But then when I see too many of it, I'm also sad. That being said, I don't know if I could cut it down because it's just so good. You know, it just pushes that second crit swing is really relevant in this deck. Especially because if you do have it, and let's say you just don't have any good hand control, and you had it from the previous turn, if you swing with him, he gives your leader crit as well if it
Yeah.
goes through.
Yep.
So it's just like it just fits the theme of the deck, and then Toa is just self-explanatory. Like she coincides with the leader so well. She gives my leader +5 while proccing his critical. I play it for 0 mana, an additional swing. It's just like a great card in the deck. There was a list where I played like 4 Toa. It was a little too bricky, so I think 3 and 3 is probably the best play for this.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that with the Goku's, but you explained it spot on pretty much. Like I feel like it's a good card, but it's a good card in the exact right situations. Because like
Yeah,
whereas
like
the
I can never
Toa's,
charge
yeah,
it.
exactly. You can't combo because at least Toa's
uh,
you can combo it as a 0-5K. Like the Goku's literally have to hit on time every time because it's dead in energy and it's dead in your hand. Like that is rough, man.
yes,
Yeah.
100%. Like I think when I saw 2, I was pretty happy because I
Mm.
could just go, swing, kill one of their creatures, get
Yeah.
value out of it, and then just summon the next one next turn because I know I'm gonna rip their hand again.
Yeah, it's facts.
So,
It's big
but
facts.
yeah, that's the deck list. I'm not gonna sit here and cap because
Mm.
I at this event I did not play one black deck, and that is my absolute worst matchup. Not saying it's unwinnable for me. I could definitely win those matchups.
It's bad because they don't use their
Um,
hands. They just play from draw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So like Dark Broly is actually really hard for me.
Yeah.
Vegex is annoying,
Mm.
kind of hard for me, depending on how many floodgates they open.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, like I played against a lot of decks that my deck just inherently killed. I played against like 2 aggro sins,
Mm.
a King Piccolo, a Baby Vegeta, like Cooler Mill, just like decks that just didn't really stand a chance actually.
How is that
Like
matchup against aggro sin? I gotta hear that one.
so that deck actually so I'm not gonna lie, one of the rounds I was supposed to lose, I
Mm.
misplayed pretty hard.
Mm.
And the only reason I beat him was because he misplayed on the clapback. If he did not misplay, I probably lost that game. But
Yeah.
I think I definitely should have won the game if I didn't misplay.
Mm.
Um
How's that
but
matchup
that
going
match
in though? Like you feel like you're heavily favored against sin?
yes, if I go second I'm heavily favored.
Mm. Why is that?
So if I go well, mostly because I'm able to rip their whole hand and start the control factor. So if I rip their whole hand and they go to 2 cards, Aggro Sin has to play a way more awkward game.
Mm.
You know. And then if I end it with Frieza, or with not with Frieza, but with Unison into Frieza, then it's even harder for them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's just like, it's just one of those decks like it's an aggro deck.
Mm.
So you like it is like a problem for my deck because I'm scared of aggro,
Yeah.
but like it's also very it's a combo deck as well, you know.
Yeah,
So
they need
they
their
need the
pieces. Yeah.
cards. Yeah, they need the pieces to do stuff. And if I'm ripping their Salzinos out of their hand or whatever, you know, it's just hard for them to really kill me, especially
Yeah.
when I play cards like Dormant and the Homicidal Clones.
Yeah, it'll also be hard for them to stop you because you don't cheat anything in. So their one cheat card is literally mitigated by the deck because once you drop Rosie, you're gonna have to be at 3. So hey, Shinron is not doing
Yeah.
anything at that time of point, man. So yeah, I
Yeah,
100% can see that,
exactly.
man. All right, cool. Yeah, that's a deck profile. So yeah, any shout outs want to give before we go?
Uh Shout out to my boy Ken. He gave me this third Rosie I didn't have
Mm-hmm.
before the event, and Rosie, like I said, MVP. So shout out him, and shout out my boy Ethan because I play tested against him so much with this deck, and I guarantee it was not fun for him. So, but 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 the play testing was very necessary to get
Uh,
to the current list I'm at.
yeah.
So so yeah, shout out him, and thanks for having me.
Boy, Ethan was miserable a bit. It's funny because he said he lost his last round to the Cell Surge Head Destruction.
Yeah, he was not. Yeah, he was very upset.
Oh man, that was pretty much his winning in, dude. Oh, that's rough, man. He'd have been undefeated, huh? That's rough. Damn.
Yeah,
Mm-mm-mm. All right, bro.
yeah,
Thanks for.
unfortunate.
Yeah, that's rough, but yeah, thanks for coming on. We hope to see you. Yeah, I know I'll probably whenever I can make it to locals again, you'll probably be playing this bad boy. So I'll be sure to
Yeah, we'll
definitely
see.
bring the
I
Dark Broly.
wanna I wanna venture into other hand destruction avenues, but
Mhm.
I'm definitely gonna keep this in my back pocket. It's like I also want to play hand destruction before the new what is it, Gravy or Deborah comes out? I forget which
Yeah,
one.
it's the Bora. So if it gets pitched, they tap one, you play, and they draw 2 cards.
Yeah.
But
So
that's
it's just a
super.
+1.
Yeah, it's super, super, super plus for your opponent. But yeah, thanks for coming on, bro, and we will hope to see you again.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for having me.